You read the title, and the short answer is ideally both. That's it. Video over, right? Not quite, and no. Yes, personally, you should read and watch both. Even the light novel if it has one. But the question is, can you? That is why the video hasn't ended yet, and it's something I want to talk about. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, it is me, Jovial. I already answered the question, but why is the video still going? There are some things I want to talk about, especially those who can't do both. Without further ado, let's dive on in, shall we? If you have the time, energy, ability, and the capability to do both without ruining your private, personal, and spiritual life, then by all means, do both. But I made this video for the ones who can't, one way or another. Most likely, that means you have to choose one for one reason or another. We will differentiate the pros and cons together. But first of all, before we choose, we first need to figure out what type of person you are. It is important to know oneself before choosing, because if you choose one over the other, it may result in a negative experience and impression for you as a consumer. I need you to close your eyes for a moment until I say so, as I ask you some questions to fill out the answer that speaks to you more. Are you ready? Let's continue. Are you more visual or imaginative? Do you like to hear the characters' voices fleshed out? Or are you okay imagining what they would sound like? Do you prefer motion, or are you okay with static images? Episodic writing or interwoven writing? Do you like to focus on or go through the plot elements? Or do you like to take your time and analyze art? Pausing or stopping? Video or images? Watching or reading? Watching in a preferred place or reading whenever you can? Are you done thinking? Please open your eyes. Honestly, I could have come up with better questions, but that is all I've got. To find out if you're team anime or team manga, which side of the question did you tend to select more? If you mostly pick the first choices more, you're more likely to enjoy anime. And if you pick the second choices more, that means manga may be something you prefer more. Now what? What comes next after that? For the ones who picked anime, I'm sure there are a lot of videos out there to help you out on your journey. I will make one in the future, but I have other videos to make first. The ones who picked manga, I have a video on how you can choose your first manga to read. And I also have other beginner guides for new manga readers on my channel as well, like where to read them and some beginner-friendly recommendations from yours truly. I did mention the pros and cons for each one, so to start, you need to know if you prefer reading or watching. Personally, I barely watch anime lately because I get bored watching, and I find it easier, more fun, and more tolerable to read manga than anime. I sometimes get bored watching, and I find myself more engaged and more focused if I'm reading rather than watching. The second one is noise. Obviously, anime has noise, and manga doesn't have any except for the reader's noise. Noise is an important factor to consider because of our varying individual environments. In some places, it's alright to have noise in that environment, but in some areas, there may be no tolerance to any kind of noise at all. So noise is another important factor to consider. Third is portability. There are ways to download both manga and anime offline, especially on your phone, on which I think manga has an advantage. You also need to consider noise alongside the portability, because I can read manga almost anywhere I want, whereas anime have quite fewer options compared to manga. If you have the means to do so, the other way to support the channel except by subscribing is donating through the link below. And please do so if you have the means to do so, and if you enjoy my videos. But that's it for me today. See you all next time. Peace and God bless you all. Love y'all.